What up, though, y'all? You are tuned in to Table for Two with Mike and Cherie, the podcast where couples keep it real.
We're talking love, loyalty, and those petty little arguments that start over nothing.
We're not experts.
We're just two people trying not to kill each other while staying in love.
We appreciate y'all tuning in. If you like this content, please hit the like bell and subscribe to get notified when we drop new episodes. Click all the things, do all the things. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all, and we need y'all to help us grow our channel.
Now, since we got that out the way, let's pull up a chair and let's get into it.
So what are we talking about today, babe?
We are talking about where one partner chases connection and the other one runs from it. But both are trying to feel
Track
safe.
star.
Tonight we're discussing when anxious meets avoidant and why you keep missing each other.
Let's
go.
go. So let's get into the anxious and avoidant attachments. For me, I'm considered an anxious by definition, y'all. This is like, just so you guys know, this topic has been very near and dear to our hearts, and it really helped us along the way as far as like understanding who we are and why we are the way we are. It kind of ties into the episode that we did about It's Not You, It's My Childhood. Because in your childhood, that's really where you become either anxiously attached or avoidantly attached, right? And you don't know it, but it's factual. And for me, I'm anxious and
I'm avoidant.
she's avoidant.
Well, I'm recovering avoidant. I'm no longer avoidant.
And I'm recovering anxious.
I like to feel like I'm, for the most part, secure. Not all the way, though.
And the goal is to get to a secure attachment space for both of you, you know, for yourself and for the relationship. All right, so let's get into the anxious and avoidant attachments. For me, as an anxious attached person, some of the symptoms, I would say, you know, when something would feel off with Cherie, like I wanted to talk about it right away. You know, if something felt off or if I thought I made her upset, I would want to talk about it. There's been times, you know, where she would just be quiet or she would go to bed early and I go in there like, babe, what's wrong? What's wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like trying to fix
early.
it.
I'm sleepy. It's not avoiding anything.
Sometimes she's sleepy. Sometimes it'd be on some avoidant type. Like she might be overwhelmed for something and she would need some distance. And that distance felt like rejection. So, you know, I had to learn some things about that, right? Because I took it personal. I thought she was mad at me when she did that. Now, sometimes she was mad at me. Sometimes she might have just had a long day and I'm just like, I'm on the couch watching TV like, damn, why isn't my wife in here with me? And she in the room sleep. Or something else might have, you know, got her going and she went in the room and she kind of, you know, shut down or put some distance between us because she needed some time to herself. And being that I'm the anxious type, I always want to fix the problem, like right away, right? And it's always something I feel like I gotta attack and I gotta fix right away. So that's kind of like, for me, kind of the symptoms of what I had in the relationship. There's more, but that's a general understanding of what it feels like to be anxious. So babe, like, what did you feel like having avoidant attachment? Like,
okay, everybody loves to hate and avoidant, right? But it's not something that we do purposely. Or when I was avoidant previously did. I still have some avoidant tendencies, but being avoidant, you basically feel like you need space. You don't like too much pressure. You don't like too much commitment. You don't like to feel like somebody is telling you what to do or controlling you because it feels like you're losing yourself. Even though you desire closeness, you run from it. Even though you really do want it, you just get nervous when it feels like somebody's pressuring you to be close spaces, close intimately, emotionally, everything. So that's what it feels like when Mike would want to have a conversation. A lot of times I would shut down and just be quiet. A lot of times, even now, I have to remember that I have to express my feelings. A lot of times I will just agree or go with the flow with him, even if it's something as small as like a restaurant or something I really don't want to do. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. Because at the end of the day, avoidance don't like conflict. That's the biggest thing. We don't like conflict. So we avoid it, or we will shut down, or we will deflect. I think everybody deflects. But that is, I think, some of the key components. Feeling like feedback is criticism. Don't like discomfort. Don't like feelings. I mean, I don't know about everybody else or all the other avoidance, but that was some of the things that I experienced as an avoidant.
And the truth of the matter is, you're not fighting each other. You're fighting fear in opposite directions, right?
Yeah, and both people are seeking closeness, but just going about it in different ways, really.
Exactly.
Yeah, both people want to be close, but seeking it in different ways. And again, a lot of it, well, it stems from your very first primary relationship. Is where it stems from. Now, you can change your attachment style depending on the relationships and stuff like that you've been in. But for me, I think when I realized that there was a huge problem was when I moved on to a different relationship and the same complaints were coming. So I was like, okay, wait a minute. This might be a me problem. So then I went to therapy, and then everything else. So that was one of the things that.
And that's when you were introduced to attachment styles.
The second therapist, not the first one. The second one. So, and it was key in changing our
lives.
Yeah,
like for real, it
definitely
really did.
Changed. Yeah,
it really did.
Yeah, Mike was pretty opposed to the anxious. I mean, he was pretty opposed to the attachment styles when I introduced it to it first. Very opposed, and I've had other people feel very insulted by the attachment styles, which is
I think it's the names that give it the negative, connotation. Anxious and avoidant. The names of them kind of make you feel like there's a stigma. Yeah, like defensive, because there's a stigma if someone says you're anxious. It's interesting.
I feel like from the things that I've seen online, people only hate avoidance, which I think is hilarious, but whatever. Because they're both not good.
We'll have a funny episode about that in another episode. We'll probably have another couple on to talk about that. It'll be hilarious.
Perfect. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, that'll be funny.
So there's that.
That'll be funny. So let's talk about the anxious problems, right? Like I said, if we got into it, right, I would want to fix the problem right away. For her, she needed put some distance between myself and her, so she could process everything and what's the word you use? Decompress.
Take some time. Ground. So I can ground myself.
Ground, right?
I need to ground myself.
I read distance as abandonment. And I would push for reassurance. Like I felt, unheard. And I didn't like that feeling of being unheard. And the fear was if I didn't fix it right away, that this was going to be the end. I can't tell you how many times I went away from argument with you that carried over the next day. And I'm like, damn, this might be it. We might be getting divorced over this. And it might not even be that big of a thing. Or the frustration level got so big because I wanted to fix everything right now so bad, and she just wasn't ready yet.
And I would be looking like, what is happening right now? Why is there so much frustration? But I had no idea that as an avoidant, or as a previous I like to say recovering avoidant, I did not feel emotions the way that he felt emotions. And also I needed time to process everything so that I could come back with a response that made sense, because, previous to therapy, there was no solutions or fixing anything. We didn't have solutions. But even after therapy and finding out what my attachment style is or was, or working on my attachment style, working to get a secure attachment, I still need to take time even now to process my feelings, to make sure that I come up with a solution-based answer. I don't even know, or a conversation, whatever,
Solution.
so that it doesn't go, so that we're not going in circles.
Right.
But before, I would feel flooded with emotional intensity. I also would be in crazy fight or flight mode because the conversations would go over my head. It would be so bad that I wouldn't even hear half of the conversations that he was saying. And I remember that feeling like, I don't even know what's happening right now, like crazy fight or flight mode. Like I wouldn't even remember what he said like a minute ago. It was just like me trying to like defend myself and fight back, because that's what it feels for me.
Like
it
you're
feels
fighting
like
for your life.
It feels like you're fighting me. It feels like you're attacking me. And so the only way that I can end that is to walk away or to yell or to, I don't know, say something really mean. So I would have to shut down or do something so that I could regain my control and of what I feel like the situation is, going out of control.
Yeah.
I would have to do something so that I could basically not feel so highly emotional or so intense. It felt like pressure. So so that's when you got this push pull going on, right? You got this push pull, and actually, it's really not a push pull. It's really a withdrawer pursuer.
It's like a pull
type. It's like
pull away.
It's like you pursue and I withdraw because you're in a cycle now. It's like the more you push, the more I'm backing away. The more you push, and the more I'm backing away. That was previously.
Yeah.
So. Yes.
If you guys go through that, let us know in the comments if you guys go through that and who you think is maybe the anxious and who you think is the avoidant in your relationship. Right?
Yep. Because there is a solution for it.
There is a solution, and we'll get to that. But yeah, the more I would push, the more she would pull away, like she said, right? And the more that she pulled away, the more I would panic, not knowing when the relationship was going to be fixed, not knowing if this was it. Not knowing the magnitude of how mad she was at me. Like, is this going to be the end? It puts you on edge as an anxious. That's what you are. You're anxious. You're like, you don't know what's next. You don't know. And if you're walking in that bedroom and trying to talk to that person at that time, it's not going to be good. A lot of you probably don't know that yet. And we'll talk about that a little bit as well. Don't follow them into the bedroom, bro. If they walk away, let them walk away.
Well,
seriously.
The thing is why are you following? That's like, what is that? Because you see somebody, but you see that person needs space. So it's like, just give that person time. I used to do that. And I'm not anxious, but I would follow you around sometime and be like, hey, what's wrong? And you'd be like, leave me alone, remember? And I'm not anxious, but I want to try to fix it. And once I found out that that's how you were, I was like, okay, he needs space. I'm not anxious, but I did try to solve or fix the problem when I knew you were upset.
Now, with that being said, though, some anxious people do stuff like that, and they want you to. It's subconscious, but they want you to chase them. And flip the script and be the one that's pursued.
But you
for
didn't.
A change. I'm just
you told me
I didn't, but. Just for a change of pace, like they might be like, okay, I want this person to come and check on me and see if I'm okay and chase me for a change. Because I'm always anxious. You're going to feel like you're always the one doing the chasing. You're always the one trying to do the repairing. It's not true, but that is a feeling that you're going to have.
I'm glad you said it's not true.
I can't tell you what your truth is, but it's definitely a feeling because I felt that feeling before. Like, damn, I'm always the one that's trying to repair things when they go south. And I'm sure you felt that way too. Like you're one that's trying to repair. Or you might be like, well, what's the big deal?
Well, I think the anxious person, I've read this before, that the anxious person feels like they do most of the work in the relationship.
Absolutely.
And
I feel like
that's just a feeling.
Yeah. I feel like as an anxious person, I did most of the work in the relationship for sure.
And it's not
also true. Avoidance feel like they're the easiest people to get along with.
Avoidance feel like, why are you stressing? What's happening right now?
You guys feel like you're the easiest people to get along with. You're like, I don't bother anybody. I don't do anything.
We do.
I'm
low maintenance.
Here. I'm low maintenance.
We don't ask you for a lot. We don't ask for anything. Really want our space and time to process and breathe and like our me time. Like a lot of times we just need space. Like it's like for me, I don't know about everybody else. It's like, how is this hard? But I don't know. Let us know in the comments if you think you're an avoidant or an anxiously attached person, or how it shows up in your relationship. I'm sure we have lots of stories like this because we've actually talked to a few people, and it's like, oh, do you guys experience this in your relationship? They're like, oh my God, yes. And I'm very hesitant to even bring up the anxious avoidant. It's called the Gottman theory, but because it's very deep.
It is deep.
And people get really upset with it, but it really
it's helpful.
Solves a lot of problems because you are not only knowing your partner, but you get to know yourself too. Exactly. And why you do the things you do and why you function the way that you do in relationships. A lot of people think that it's just because of this, or it's because this happened. It's because this happened. No, it really started with your primary relationship and what you had to do to either meet your own needs, or both of them actually come from your needs and how they were met. Right? I like to say it like that. Or lack
of them being met.
Yeah, I don't want to say that. Right.
You know, for instance, if you were a kid and your parent always told you, don't cry. What's some of the other things that if your parent didn't give you hugs, if your parents didn't like love on you and kiss on you and express love to you, they loved you, but they didn't express emotions to you. You may grow up and have an issue expressing emotions. You ever hug somebody and they give you one of those weird side church hugs?
Oh, horrible. Or if you shut down, a lot of times if you shut down, that is from your emotions being basically shut down. And I mean, ignored. We're 70s kids. Your emotions being ignored. And that's most of Gen Zers. So we're probably all anxious or avoidant.
Even your parents telling you, stop crying, I'm going to give you something to cry about, right? They're telling you not to feel emotion.
Basically not having our needs and emotions being addressed as children is what has probably brought us to where we are right now. And thankfully, the younger generation, they're more in tune with their emotions and learning about them. And so they are probably going to be a little bit more advanced or emotionally intelligent.
Have more tools than
emotionally intelligent. Sure. We're trying to get there. Yeah. So we're going to have to go through these things and learn and go through therapy and all that so that we can, and everybody has trauma, like everybody, even the kids that are emotionally in tune right now, they're going to have trauma. It's been like therapists say that everybody has trauma.
Absolutely.
So no matter what, right? It's going to be trauma. Absolutely. And trauma is not like this awful, like it's not like, oh my God, I have trauma. It's just something that happens.
It's stuff. You have stuff in your backpack that you need to unpack. It's okay. Everybody's got stuff in their backpack.
All right.
All right. So let's talk about kind of solutions to this issue, right? First, start by naming the cycle instead of blaming it on each other. So let's just call it a cycle. Let's not blame it on the other person. Call it a pattern. And the key is being able to kind of recognize a pattern when it's happening. Say, oh, we're in the loop instead of you're doing it again, right? And then you guys can try and work through it that way.
Or sometimes you might need to walk away from the conversation so that you guys can regroup and ground and try to figure out how to have a more productive conversation because you can see what's happening. And so understanding that both of you are seeking closeness and except it's just done a different way. One is seeking closeness, but the other is seeking regulation. But at the same time, both are still trying to accomplish the same goal, right?
And who's the regulation seeker?
I need to be regulated.
Who's the closeness seeker?
I mean, I want to be close too, but we just do it different ways. I'm just trying to, stay in mental and emotional control.
Yeah. But both responses are protective and not malicious. So keep that in mind, right? I did feel like in the beginning it was malicious, but when I found out that this was like a real thing, if she does that, I give her space. The only thing that I ask when she needs that kind of space is that if you're the space requester, then you have to be the connection.
To come back together.
You have to come back together.
Request, you have to be the person that brings it back together.
To come back together requester. Because I don't know how much time you need off.
That's fair.
Right? I don't know how much time you need to yourself.
I think that's fair.
I might give you an hour and come there and try and be with you, and you might need 2 hours. So if you're the one that's doing the leaving, I feel like you're the one that's got to do the coming back and repairing. You know, like, okay, I'm ready. Not repairing, but, you know, I'm ready.
And
We're
that's
ready
also,
to talk or ready to whatever.
And that's also a way not to completely for you. That's also a way for you to feel a little bit soothed. And that's like really another part of it.
Absolutely.
You need to be soothed. And so for you, it's like, okay, listen, I just need some space. This is not personal. And sometimes, even if it's not an argument, sometimes I just need a little me time, which I don't know. You don't need me time? That's crazy.
My me time is time with you. Like, you're my favorite person.
Well, you're my favorite person too, but sometimes I just need to be like over in my corner or something, like by myself. And what's really interesting about it is I have had to work really hard to have a lot of time shared because I'm definitely a person who enjoys time by myself.
Sleeping.
That's I'm not always. It's
she's
not always
crocheting
sleeping.
sweaters, y'all.
I'm not
She be
crocheting,
or
but
scrolling.
I could be. I'm not scrolling either. But I could be in there just playing spades. I mean, on my phone.
Oh, yeah, you do play a lot of spades.
Yeah, I'm just on my phone. It's just me.
Hey, shout out to all the spades players out there. Y'all play spades on your phones. What up, though?
Okay,
Get that Boston.
We need to play spades sometimes because that's just what we need. It's decompressing. That is also part of decompressing. Or it's just not always talking.
No, you're right.
It's just not always having a conversation. I know that sounds crazy coming from me.
Exactly.
But we're together all the time. So, and I'm in the house I mean, I don't know. It's just, I just need some me time sometimes. It's okay.
Girl,
I don't think it's
your
anything
time.
bad.
It's cool. I'll watch a game or something. It's cool. I get it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just as long as you know you got to reconnect. You know what I mean?
But it's not a thing. It's not like I'm mad and I'm disconnected.
I know.
I'm just like, I'm just going to go. What I normally do with you is I announce what's happening.
Which is good.
That feels better.
And that's
for
the thing too. Like, if you're an avoidant and you're like, you need some time to yourself, telling your partner, like, yo, I just need some time to myself. I think that's a good communication thing, right? To be able to say that. And then as the avoidant, give your partner time. But don't go get all up under them if they say they need some time to themselves. But just remember, you got to go back, avoidant, and reconnect when you're ready to reconnect. And it can't be, 3 to 5 days either. Like, that's crazy work. But I think the communication is a big part of it.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's relationship is different. So we can't say what everybody else needs. You need for me to announce and also say what's happening so that you can feel okay. And I know that you need that. So I respect that. And I try to do that. Even if I'm upset about something, I'll be like, you know what? I just need to process this.
Right.
And sometimes I'm like, I'm processing, just so you know. It's like, I'm not giving you the silent treatment. I'm processing. So that's how we do it. And I had to learn that. That took years.
Yeah.
Years.
And even like the other day, we had an issue and we were, she was asking me if everything was okay. And it wasn't okay. And I told her I need time to process, right? Because I just needed to think about what just transpired, how this was going to go, how should I approach talking to her about it so that it didn't turn into a thing where, you know what I'm saying, and get my point across without her feeling a type of way so that we could come up with a solution. And I think it worked out well. We didn't
He was being the avoidant and I was being the secure.
That's true. Why you say secure? Why you didn't say anxious?
I wasn't being anxious.
Why you say I was being...
I just asked you what was wrong. I said, what's wrong? You okay?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, I don't even know what's wrong. Like, what's the problem? Yeah. I don't even think anything happened. And you was acting kind of weird. So I just thought I would check in and say, you okay? And you said, no. So he didn't say anything at the time. So he was being avoidant.
No, I told you I was processing.
Okay, so
I didn't just turn my back and walk away.
It was fine. It was fine. It all worked out, and it works out better now. I mean, this has taken years to get to.
So let's talk about when communication styles collide. I mean, we kind of talked about it just now a little bit, but so me being the anxious person in a relationship, I process emotions out loud. I needed verbal reassurance and clarity to calm my anxiety. And I feel better after talking. So what about you?
So as the person that was previously the avoidant, I process my emotions internally. I need time to think. I need to calm down before reconnecting. And I feel worse doing emotional conversations. Like I said, I would be in fight or flight mode. I wouldn't even understand what happened. I couldn't even recall some of the conversations we had. That's literally how in fight or flight mode I was in.
But let's talk about the misinterpretation of some of these feelings. Like for me, I hear silence as indifference, as if you don't care about my feelings.
And he said that several times.
Yeah,
that
I literally
don't care
have
about his
been
feelings.
like, you don't care. It's like you don't care about my feelings.
Yes. And I hear you being urgent and saying, something needs to happen as you being controlling.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to translate these needs instead of defending them.
I learned to ask without urgency and like kind of give you your space to process.
Right.
But we agreed that, like I said before, we agree that when she needs that time away, the responsibility lies on her to reconnect since she needs the space.
Right.
And she agreed to that. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how we proceed when it comes to that.
And now I can take space. And like I said, I come and say, hey, I just need a little me time. So because I know if I don't, then you're going to, even now, still be a little up in arms, mm-hmm. but I know that that's going to soothe you. And so that's what I do, for us. Mm-hmm. So, and so that you don't think I'm leaving or you don't feel abandoned. Because what my therapist told me is that she's like, every time a certain event happens, she said, he's feeling abandoned by you all over again. So every time I think about that, that's how I remember it. And that's how I remember mm-hmm. what to do in those moments. Or just even if it's small things, mm-hmm. I know that that's something that you need from me.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So space and reassurance can exist in the same
Agree.
space.
And I think we've kind of figured that out,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So like you said, we figured it out. We just talked about it. We figured it out mm-hmm. that, you take the space you need. Mm-hmm. I go watch TV, mm-hmm. do something else, some busy work, whatever else I got going on. And that works out well for us. Yeah. I'm not frustrated. You're not frustrated. And we can come back together at later.
You're frustrated. I'm resentful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. So resentment sets up for me. You're frustrated and I'm just resentful because I feel like I'm being forced to do something that I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Because you need it.
So when we have that conflict, my inner story is like, I care more. Mm-hmm. I'm always the one trying. Mm-hmm. How does it feel like for you?
My inner story is you're smothering me and I can't breathe. And why can't you just be by yourself sometime? And why can't I be by myself sometimes? So.
And you feel like nothing you do is good enough.
Yeah, and I feel like nothing I do is enough. He would come to me and have conversations and I would be like, I'm sorry, I just can't please you. I'm giving my all. There's nothing I can do. And I mean, that was even after therapy, honestly.
Yeah, because I was trying to take baby steps. And it was, for me, it felt like, if I was to be like, I need this long list, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things from you, and I gave you that list all at once, it would feel like, for me, it was like, okay, that might feel overwhelming, right? So if I go, I need more quality time with you. And then you give me the quality time, then I'm like, okay, let's roll with that for a little bit. Then I'll move on to number 2, whatever number 2 was. Like, I need more intimate time, right? Or whatever the case may be. That would be number 2. But in your mind, you're like, well, damn, I just did number 1. And now you got this long list, right? So would it be better to give you the list of 1 through 5 in the beginning? Or
no, and you hear the theme is that need. It feels like you're too needy. Mm-hmm. Is what it feels like. Yeah. It feels like you're too needy and I don't need all those things. And even though I might need them, I just don't know how to request them or whatever the case is. But for me, it feels like, oh my God, why do you need all these things, right? And so there's the conflict. There's the problem.
The dilemma for me is that you say you don't need those things, but you get those things automatically. Uh-huh. Whether you want them or not, you get them.
Well, okay, that's a whole different subject. But what I'm saying is really. For me, but what I'm saying is that but here's the thing. But if I didn't get them, I wouldn't be mad.
Right.
Do you understand?
No, you're right.
And that's the problem. Right. And that's where we differ. It's like, okay, Agreed. But if those things weren't there, I still wouldn't be like, oh my God, this is what I need from you.
Agreed.
That's
I agree
the
with
thing.
That. Yeah.
So, and that's where, as someone who, was avoidant, that's where you don't understand. That's where you're confused because you're like, I don't understand. Mm-hmm. And you're like, I give all these things to you and I do this and I do that. And I'm like, but I'm not asking you to do that. Right. And that's going to infuriate you even more. Mm-hmm. And so until you understand these things, until you understand the core and the reason why the responses are the way they are mm-hmm. on your side and on my side, and we can work on those things internally ourselves, because a lot of times even in our conversations, I'm like, there's other things at play. You need to get some help, and there's some things that you need to provide for yourself. Do you remember I would tell you that?
That's coming from an avoidant. But yeah, for sure.
Well, I don't know.
That's basically avoidance. You need to self-soothe yourself. There's something wrong because you're not like me.
No.
That would be like me going,
that's not what I'm
you
saying.
need to be more anxious.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Without saying, tell me you need to be more anxious without saying you need to be more anxious.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that some things you do have to provide for yourself.
No, I provide a lot for myself.
I know. So what I'm saying is that I can't.
But there are certain things that I've told you before. There's certain things, guys and women, this applies both ways. There's certain things in a relationship that you need, and if you don't get them, you're not allowed to step out of a relationship to get it, right? So you are in a committed relationship. There's certain things that you need from your partner that you're only supposed to get from your partner. And if they're not willing to give it to you, or if they can't give it to you, then that poses kind of a problem that you need to discuss and figure out a way to get those things that you need and want out of your relationship. Otherwise, other things can happen. Infidelity can happen. Breaking up can happen. Different things can happen, right?
Or
you can get some help and just not get what you want out of your life.
I was say, or you can go to therapy
and not get what you want out of your life.
No.
Your relationship.
That's not getting what you'll learn different tools in therapy so that you understand certain things about what another person is supposed to provide for you. Right? There's only certain things. It's like your parent or like there are certain things now that I can look at and say, I wonder why my parent didn't do this, and I wonder why my parent do that. Because you know why? The only thing they had was what they gave me, right? And it's like if you have a 16-ounce cup of water or jar that needs to be filled, right? I may only have 10 ounces for you, right? So I'm going to fill up your cup to where I can fill it up to, right? And then what is going to happen with the other
6 ounces?
Other 6 ounces? You either have to accept that I can only give you 10 ounces. And you say, okay, because I know I really love this person, I know they're giving all that they have, that, okay, I'm going to figure out what I can do to be fulfilled in another way. I don't know. Or either go to therapy and figure out, again, like I said, figure out how. No, see, that's not the right way to look at it.
Figure out how to deal with 10 ounces and not 16 ounces.
I don't know, because my thing is this. I don't know. No, you're getting most of, or maybe a person has 14. I'm going to say 14, and then maybe you have 2 ounces left, but they may not be able to fill your cup up 100%.
That's fine. What I'm saying. Yeah, and that's fine. Right? But when you start talking about 10 ounces and 16, that's a lot of ounces left on the table, bro. That's a lot. Yeah, now, I could say that if you said 14, okay,
maybe somebody needs to go get some help. Either me or you may need to go get help, because at the end of the day, there is some kind of way that this can be worked through. Because here's the thing. If you really love this person and you want to be with them, you can work through pretty much both of y'all together if y'all both agree. If y'all both agree to put in your 100% and say, okay, I'm really working to this thing, you know that person is trying, then, I mean, you probably do have a decision to make if you feel like you're still not getting enough, right?
Exactly. So validation calms the nervous system faster than logic, right? And safety is built when both feel understood. So that should be the goal, to understand each other.
Love turns into protest or withdrawal. What are your protest behaviors?
I would say over-explaining, rehashing issues, having like emotional urgency when we're dealing with an issue. Like, I need a resolution now, because that's more soothing to me to have a resolution. And, a lot of people are taught, and I heard this and it kind of stuck with me, like when I was a kid, that you don't want to go to bed angry at each other. So I never want to go to bed angry at each other. So that's part of that whole
that thing went out the window a long time ago.
Oh my God.
Years
go to bed
ago.
with you.
Get out of here.
Going to bed with you like mad tonight. Watch.
Why?
I'm just joking.
I'm like, what? See?
So what about you? What about you?
My protest behaviors are shutting down, going quiet, avoiding conversations. Used to be emotional numbness, physical and emotional distance. And I might still revert back to a little bit of some of those behaviors, but not, I would say maybe,
as much.
I would say maybe 5% versus like 100% before. Yeah, because you still have some of those tendencies or whatever, but you have to make sure you're working to replace the survival strategies with the secure skills, which is what we both try to do, right? What I do is I practice staying present through the uncomfortable conversations. And sometimes you've even seen me, and when we have uncomfortable conversations, I might start doing something weird or like maybe even start tearing up or whatever. And you're like,
That's
what's
not
wrong?
weird though, you know that.
And you're like, what's wrong? And I'm like, well, we're not talking about something sad.
Yeah.
And you'll say, what's wrong? And I'm like, I'm just overwhelmed. You're like, what? What's wrong? What's wrong? And I'm like, I'm overwhelmed right now, right? So it might not even, and that's how bad it is for somebody who is an avoidant. Like people think, oh, you're just this horrible person. You just know. It literally causes, I have physical pain sometimes because I don't want to have an emotional conversation. And I mean, not as bad as it used to be at all, like, especially with you. But maybe if I'm having a tough conversation with a girlfriend or something like that, I literally have physical pain. I've told you that.
Right.
So with you, I don't have it anymore. I used to because I worked through it. But you have to do things to soothe, like breathing and things like that. So what about you?
Like for me, practicing self-soothing before reaching out. Right? Like I said, like when we, had the discussion the other day, and I took a minute and processed, ran through, what had happened, so that I knew how to approach it. What had happened was, learn to pause instead of panic, and build
Well, for me, I need to build tolerance and discomfort, which is what we just talked about.
For sure,
which
yeah,
is
we
what
just talked about that.
Yep.
So I mean, just to rehash before we move on, anxious attachment says, stay close so I feel safe.
And avoidant attachment says, give me space so I feel safe.
When you're secure, it's more of a, we can handle this together, right?
Yeah.
When you become secure is when everything like really comes into play because you're no longer being anxious. You're no longer being avoidant. You guys are secure. And
kind of meet in the middle.
You meet in the middle. And this isn't to be confused with being insecure. We're not talking about insecure. There is a such thing as an insecure attachment or insecure.
No, just being insecure.
Insecure attachment, right. But that's not what we're talking.
Just being insecure.
Right.
But it's a secure attachment, and
right. But when we say secure, we're just talking about
attachment styles.
Attachment styles, and when you're secure, you're no longer avoidant or anxious. You've come to a point where you can kind of deal with your issues securely. So that's kind of the goal.
Yeah. Nobody's perfect though. Nobody practices that 110%. I mean, sometimes the little previous attachment styles still come out for sure. So
to sum it all up, y'all, like my anxiety wasn't about control. It was about fear of losing her.
And my distance wasn't about not caring. It was about not knowing how to lose myself and loving you.
All right. So guys, I want you to identify which side you lean toward under stress. Are you more so anxious or are you more so avoidant?
Notice your protest or withdrawal behavior. Practice one secure response this week. Stay without escalating.
Let us know how it goes, y'all. Let us know in the comments how it goes. I want y'all to practice this because it's important. You will see a difference for sure. The difference in understanding each other and yourselves, for that matter, right?
Yep.
All right, y'all. With all that being said, it's time to get to our segment. Y'all know what it is. We're gonna do The Truth Comes Out.
The truth comes out.
Let's get into it.
Let's go.
All right, this one's gonna be a little bit different. So this is kind of a serious conversation. So we're just gonna kind of just go through a couple things right quick. Okay, y'all. So this part isn't about diagnosing your partner.
It's about recognizing yourself.
Answer honestly and not defensively.
What?
Not defensively.
This is where the truth comes out.
All right, let's get into it. So I want y'all to answer these questions silently or out loud with no explanation, just like a yes or no. Just ponder over the answers and let me know what conclusion you come up with.
All right. Do I escalate or withdraw when I feel unsafe?
What emotion do I avoid feeling at all costs?
All of them. Except happiness or sadness, per our daughter. She said, I have 2 emotions. That was a long time ago, though. What does love demand from me that scares me?
Anxious attachment isn't about being needy.
And avoidant attachment isn't about being heartless.
One chases connection to feel safe.
And one creates distance to feel safe.
Both are survival strategies, not character flaws. Okay?
So here's the questions that anxious attachments should ask themselves.
For sure. If you're anxious, ask, do I feel like I care more than my partner does about the relationship? Do I chase connection when I feel distance? Am I afraid that if I stop trying, the relationship will disappear? Those are questions. And if you answer those with a yes, you're probably anxious and probably got a little anxious work to do. Mm-hmm. What about for you?
Mm-hmm. Do I shut down when emotions escalate? Do I feel control when someone wants reassurance? Do I pride myself on being low maintenance?
If so, you're probably an avoidant. You're not broken, but you're probably an avoidant. And we want to work towards becoming more secure. Again, like I said before, if you responded to those other questions with yeses, you're probably anxious and you're not broken either. You just need to find a way to become more secure, right?
You're protected, and protection can be unlearned.
That's right.
And what we're all trying to do is relearn positive, more emotionally intelligent behaviors.
Which questions made you feel uncomfortable? Which
all
ones?
Of them for me. Just kidding.
Which ones felt personal?
All of them.
Ask yourself tonight, what would I do differently if I wasn't in survival mode?
So that was a deep subject. There was not a lot of joking around, and that's because we feel pretty serious about this.
We do feel pretty serious about it. And this episode went a little bit longer because we feel so serious about it, and we care about relationships. We care about love.
And we care about y'all and y'all relationships. Yep.
100%. So do me a favor, y'all. Subscribe. If you subscribe so you never miss an episode, we're dropping gems every week. This is Table for Two.
And we'll see y'all at the next sit down. Peace.